Hi everybody, Andrew Cuneo here. This is day 2 of the Arena Open. It's March of the Machines draft. Let's see what we got. Alright, I see 2 good cards right away. C double is excellent. Invasion of Amonkhet is also excellent. It's maybe a little bit better than C double if you get to be just a straight blue-black deck. I think I'm going to go with C double just because it fits in any blue deck. Wouldn't be surprised if the person on my left takes Invasion of Amonkhet. It is the best uncommon in the set. It's also a Vanquish the Weak. Yeah. I'll probably wheel one of those mediocre blue cards, but they aren't really very important. So somebody took an uncommon out of this pack, and there's a Preening Champion. Preening Champion is easily the best common in the set, I would say, and it goes with my rare, so that's pretty nice. This rare is horrible. These uncommons are... Storm the Seed Court can be good in the right deck. I think the right deck for it isn't a particularly strong archetype in the format, but if you're in that archetype, you're happy to see it. Like, you know, some sort of counters matters, maybe white-green or green-blue deck. Preening Champion seems like an easy pick here. I don't know that there's much to think about in terms of what might wheel. This pack has a lot of pretty bad cards in it. I don't think I'm going to get anything I would play back out of it. Jegantha. Wow. Jegantha as a companion is I would say pretty strong. However, I would have to give up C double to do that, which I wouldn't say I'm enthusiastic to do. So if I don't take Jegantha, Jegantha as a main deck card I think is pretty weak. What's the best cards for me? Like Portent Tracker would be okay. Furnace Rains, not really if I'm the blue deck. One of these mediocre red creatures. I don't love this card at all. I think it's really just between Portent Tracker and Jegantha. I'm going to go with Portent Tracker, I think. I might regret that pick. I think the thing about Jegantha is, like, I'm already giving up a really good card to try to companion it. And a lot of the really good rares in this set, I think, don't allow you to companion Jegantha. What does Eudora do? That's fine-ish. This is the second Furnace Rains. Just being in a draft where there's a lot of Furnace Rains is the most important thing, I think, to making red-black sack work. I'm obviously not going to try to do that, given the cards I've picked. How good is this thing? It's not really all that good, but it is a direction. Cybo Cryptomancer is also perfectly fine, but it's a card you can easily wind up with too many of. I think I'll take the Storm Sculptor. See if I can get into a good red-blue deck. You've got Inga Rune Eyes, which I think is just probably a worse card than Eyes of Gitaxias. Maybe that's not right. Maybe it is fine. I haven't really seen any good red cards that would make me jump into red. I guess I'm just going to take Inga. Eyes of Gitaxias gets a lot better if you have some of the stuff that works with incubators. Wrath. Wrath is very good. And it's not like I'm married to any second color. I think I'm almost definitely going to be blue at this point, but I'm still trying to find a second color. If I don't take Wrath, I would take Order of the Mirror, which is nothing special. This card, I'm pretty sure doesn't do anything. Omen Hawker. This is good, but it's good in a very specific deck, which I'm nowhere near. Like you need to have a lot of incubator stuff going on, and it can be good in that one deck. Other than that, I don't think it really belongs in a deck. These white cards are not the kind of stuff I really want if I'm white. It's really just between Cyber Cryptomancer and Tranquil Cove, and I'll just take the Cryptomancer. I think Cryptomancer is a card you're perfectly happy to have in your deck. Here we've got an Expedition Lookout, which I'm not excited about. Some okay red cards. This thing is also nothing special. I think I might just take the Swiftwater Cliffs. If I wind up straight red-blue, it'll be fine. If I get, I don't know, Zergo or something, I'll be very happy that I have it. So as predicted, a mediocre blue card wield. C-double Zada is something. I think I'm just going to take the Disturbing Conversion, though. This pack really didn't get any better. If I'm straight blue, I might want this guy just as a 2-drop, especially if you wind up with a couple of battles you're trying to flip. Blighted Burgeoning is by far the best card in this pack, but I don't think I'm going to be green at this point. So if I'm red-blue, I think I would prefer the Pyretic Prankster over Ren's Resolve. Well, lots of Blighted Burgeonings to be had. Really didn't see any, well, hardly any white with the exception of this Wrath. So I would say white is certainly not open on my right. I could still be white. But it would require getting some really good white cards in pack 2. I have the most second color cards I have is red, which nothing particularly great at this point. A black card. This is a really good pack if you're drafting black. There's a lot of black cards to go around. Actually, there's nothing to complain about this pack. The best card in the pack is Preening Champion. It's blue. I'm blue. I guess there's an outside chance if I'm actually red, I wheel like Furnace Gremlin. If somebody got the 2 Furnace Rains in pack 1, they're going to be happy to see the 3rd copy here. I guess maybe I get one of these white cards. Probably not. I'm going to pay attention to see if if either of those white cards wheel. Ugh, this pack. Don't think it's reasonable to pick a black card. I guess I'm just picking as far as dispersal. Yeah, again, I was like very sad that the pack was entirely black cards. But there's one perfectly fine blue card for me. Creatures you control have haste. Creatures your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped. This guy's pretty good. There's not a blue card to be seen. I don't have any Convoke cards yet, and I also don't have any battles. So this thing doesn't have any... there's none of the good stuff that it does going on for me yet. I guess I'm just taking Urabrask. Of the... whatever the special sheet is called, Praetors, this is not one of the better ones, but it's still pretty good. In its original limited format, it was more... like the rest of the cards around it were kind of weaker for the most part. So it actually played better. The Xerox Strobe Knight. Certainly fine. This guy does want you to have some Convoke cards, because a lot of the... this guy, if you're not, you know, routinely able to get the 2/2 Knight, loses a lot, but maybe we can get there with some sort of Convoke cards eventually, or just more cheap cards. This deck's... it's not great. I have pretty good creature quality. My spells are pretty lacking. Like, I don't have any... I don't have Volcanic Spite, basically, or, you know, anything like that. I don't even have Temporal Cleansing, Meeting of the Minds. But those are all, like, especially the blue Convoke cards, I could still see them in this pack. It seems like there's, you know, blue is not underdrafted. I've gotten a bunch of good blue cards, but they're all pretty high picks. Oracle of Tragedy is perfectly fine. I think that's the pick over Marauding Dreadship. I do like Marauding Dreadship, actually. It's like a poor man's Preening Champion. You get 2 bodies for 3 mana. I think I'm going to be shorter on 2 drops than 3 drops, though, so I'll just take this guy. Another opportunity for Dreadship. Man, there's a Marshal of Zhalfir. Whoever is drafting white is obviously not drafting white-blue. I guess I'm just taking Marauding Dreadship over Zhalfir and Shapecraft. These are both kind of cards that I don't mind playing, but they're certainly not standouts. Zirda. Will obviously not be companioning Zirda. It is a 3/3 that has some abilities, though. 3 mana 3/3 with some abilities. I'll probably play it. Second Oracle of Tragedy. Or an Oculus Whelp. I don't know that I need a second one. Oculus Whelp is not looking particularly good either, but maybe I'll want the flyer. Both of the white cards wheeled. Wow. Maybe the packs just didn't have any white in them. I'm not going to all of a sudden jump into white, though. So I could take Gloomfang Mauler in case I get a black card I want to splash, or the Archivist. I'm not going to play the Archivist. We'll just take Gloomfang Mauler. This is kind of nothing. Nothing. Ichor Drinker this late is pretty nice. For somebody that's not me. I might play Ren's Resolve. So I could play the Trailblazing Historian, depending on how my deck winds up. There's the Zergo I talked about, which I didn't get. I got the blue-red land, which I was talking about splashing it if I was going to be blue-white. I'm taking it. I'm just going to I'm going to try to pick up a little bit of mana fixing this pack. The other option would be like Meeting of Minds or Eyes of Gitaxis, which those are cards I would play, but I wouldn't be excited about them. Like a haste theme deck now. So I would be happy to play a Skittering Surveyor if I saw one. Tranquil Cove, be happy to play. I actually like Into the Fire. It's a little bit rougher in this deck because I have so many creatures that it kills and I don't have any battles. But I do actually still think it's pretty strong. Hopefully the Tranquil Cove wheels. I'm going to gamble on that a little. Doesn't seem like anybody's interested in white-blue, so I think there's a reasonable shot of it wheeling. Even though I'm now planning to splash white, I'm obviously not going to splash Marshal of Zhalfir. Is there a world where I maybe splash Norn's Inquisitor? I don't think so. But I don't think I want either of these cards. And I already have 2 Moment of Truth, so I'm not going to play probably. Maybe I should take this. Maybe somebody has an artifact or enchantment that I feel like I need to be able to sideboard in something to destroy. It's pretty easy. Skyclave Aerialist. My first real removal spell, Shatter the Source, over nothing special. There were so many Marshal of Zhalfirs in this draft. Somebody could have had such a good blue-white night stack. It's just you can't switch into it late. Like the only white, I guess I could have wheeled the. There's so many of them. I could have wheeled the 4 mana make 2 white knights at the end of pack 2, but I really just. I would see no white cards and then an awesome blue-white card. No white cards, awesome blue-white card. That's what the whole draft has been. That's a pretty nice pickup, the Windscarred Crag. If I can wheel the Tranquil Cove, I'm going to be pretty happy with my mana. Even if I don't wheel it, I think my mana is going to be workable. All right, we'll take this guy. I guess I got 2 Convoke cards. There's a Meeting of the Minds that might wheel. I have 23 cards that I'm willing to play at this point, so it's really just an issue of what kind of upgrades can I get. I wouldn't mind upgrading one of my mediocre 2-drops. I'm not going to play any of these cards. And I would like to get that Tranquil Cove back. Which I think is coming up in this pack. Or it might be the pack after. I think it's the pack after. I think I picked the Into the... No, I think it's the pack coming up. I think that I took Into the Fire pack 3, pick 2. Do I want another Joyful Storm Sculptor? Or do I want Animating Assimilate Essence? I think I might actually prefer the Assimilate Essence. So right now I would be playing, I think, 2 planes. Yeah, it looks like I might not wheel anything. I haven't played draft with sideboarding. Maybe there's a world where I board in Urn of the Godfire if somebody has something that I just absolutely have to be able to kill. I'm going to hope that that world doesn't actually exist, though. So Thrashing Frontliner's looking mighty weak in my deck with no battles to attack. I think I'm just going to play a Moment of Truth over it. Also, playing Moment of Truth will help with my mana. I don't think I'm going to play 2 Moment of Truths. I think I'm going to have to play 2 planes. It's sad that the Tranquil Cove didn't wheel. Especially given the fact that it seemed like nobody was playing actual blue-white. Maybe somebody else was looking to splash like I was. So this is maybe one more mountain than I want to... Like I might want to play one more island to get to 9. What are my double-colored things? I have Urabrask. And Zerd is kind of double-colored, but the planes help cast it, so it's really just the Urabrask that's making me want to play this many mountains, which... My deck is mostly blue, and I have a double blue card, so I think it's better to play more blue. If I really wanted to, I could play the Flywheel Racer as fixing. You have to really want it to do that. The one thing that maybe would justify it is I have this Trailblazing Historian in my deck, and both of my 5-drops already have haste, so that's kind of unimpressive. The Trailblazing Historian does live through Into the Fire. I don't have a ton of card advantage. There's not really much I can do about that. There's a different Urabrask that acts as a personal Howling Mine. I need this Urabrask to change into that one. Yeah, I don't see a way to... I think the card in my sideboard I would... If I had to put one of them into my deck, it would just be the second Marauding Dreadship, but I don't really want to do that over one of my 2-drops, so I think I'm just playing this. So ways I have to get things off the board: Shatter the Source, Temporal Cleansing, Dispersal, have Into the Fire, Disturbing Conversion. And Disturbing Conversion can fuel getting this up to double mode. There's no way I would splash for this. It costs double white to activate. Hopefully they play another creature and I can just into the fire both of them. As opposed to flipping the Thallid. They played a Marauding Dreadship of their own. That's kind of annoying. Yes, I'm going to play the Preening Champion then, and it's going to be doing some blocking. This game would be so much easier if they just played a 3-drop that had 2 toughness. Alright, so that's how it's going to be. I decided to stop attacking. I can just draw 4 cards. I think that might be as good as this card's going to get. Obviously going to keep Shatter the Source. What? I don't understand. They fought as hard as they could fight and then they were done. I guess they just had all lands and they thought my hand was good. It wasn't. So I saw a Collective Nightmare and Final Flourish and just some filler kind of creatures. I don't think there's any reason to think that any of the stuff in my sideboard would help me. No blue. I got them all. Come on, white land. It's kind of sad to be discarding that. I think it was between that and the Inga Rune Eyes, and I think the Inga Rune Eyes is more likely to be good. Yeah, I guess they kind of got me. It's never good when you start out a game by looting away 2 spells. You're at a very real risk of flooding when you do stuff like that, but I mean, it was necessary. The one good thing is that I can probably use this Inga Rune Eyes to make sure that I just draw a reasonable amount of... Like, if I don't... Any land that's not a plains is going to the bottom here. I think all of these are going to the bottom. Just want plains. What does this thing do? Go to each mill a card. If I get to 8 cards in my graveyard, it gets nasty. Which one they're going to kill? The Inga. Yes, I could see why that would make sense to the opponent. Well, that was a good draw. That was why I scryed so aggressively, though. Was to dig to good stuff. Definitely a double block here. It's great for me if the double block works. If it doesn't work, that means that my opponent used a removal spell on one of these 2 cards. Probably. I mean, I guess I could have some sort of like the +1/+0 first strike trick, but more than likely it's a removal spell, and that's a removal spell that doesn't get pointed at my Zergo. I guess arguably I should have triple blocked. Maybe that was a mistake. Yeah, that was definitely a mistake. Why are they getting priority? Come on, Urabrask. That'll play. They're just going to kill my Zergo. They're going to do it after they flip this if I wait, so that's unfortunate. Come on, Urabrask. Hey, it's Urabrask. It's everyone's favorite Urabrask. They're contemplating blocking. Maybe they think they might need to block. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Probably blocking kill Skyclave Aerialist. They're still in rough shape. Because they can't really get blockers into play. Because of Urabrask the Hidden. Nice. I would like to play first. Let's do it. Missing blue mana, but I do have a 2-drop, and if I draw any land, a 3-drop. This is good enough. Certainly not great. That's not what I wanted to see. Come on, island. Come on, island. Might be too late at this point. If I draw an island next turn, I'll keep playing. If I don't, I'm just going to concede. So, red-green beatdown deck. We didn't see anything special. That was not a good game. I don't think I need to sideboard. That's more like it. This thing is 4 mana for me to flip. This card goes from being kind of terrible in a lot of red-green decks to being really good. It depends pretty heavily on what other battles you have. I'm not going to Temporal Cleansing it. If they sack the treasure to play something, I might Temporal Cleansing that. They did not. This is still a pretty good target for Temporal Cleansing, though. Did they put the Kami in there? They did not. don't think I'm even going to... If they send the Overgrown Pest at the Invasion of Urgamon, I'm not even going to block, I think. I would theoretically have the option of double blocking next turn anyway. Or the turn after that, for that matter. The only way it really goes bad is if they have some card that just finishes the battle off. Or if they have, like, Into the Fire. Chandra Hope's Beacon's pretty nasty.
Time to light up the darkness. This is the end. Let's go out with a bang!
Copy target spell. You can choose new targets. Create a token that's a copy of target creature. I think that was worth doing. It certainly wasn't a massive amount of value, but not spending my 4 mana that turn would have been pretty miserable. This thing's pretty brutal. They have definitely played some good cards this game. So you get a 2/1, threatening to block. Hopefully they don't have an answer to Zurgo. It's not that easy to have an answer to Zurgo. Gaining 1 life is not enough. Attacking me? Okay, I'll take it. I don't think I'm gonna kill this thing right away. Maybe if they spend their mana to animate. I guess spending their mana to animate this doesn't even do that much. Because they can't turn things into 5/5s, they can just turn them into 0/0s. I arguably should have put the Zergo back in my hand. That should probably do it. That was scary. So Chandra and whatever that blue-red card is called are things to be feared. Brutaclad Telkor Engineer. So far, the only instant or sorcery I've seen is Searing Barb. It's like a red-green beatdown deck with some bombs, it seems. This can't counter a Planeswalker, can it? No. And copying the Chandra is really not that good because they can just -5 the Chandra to kill my Chandra and they kill something else. I mean, that might be the best play I could make in a given spot, but it's really not that exciting. Does this hit Planeswalkers? It does. All right. So I got some problematic cards, but I think my creature quality is better than theirs. Just it's hard to beat having a bunch of preening champions. And obviously Zergo and Urabrask are pretty good. This hand might not look that great, but you can't really have a hand that you're going to want to mulligan, I think, if you have Into the Fire. Worst case, I'm just going to play Into the Fire on turn 3, and I'm going to have a brand new hand. They're being invaded. Does this mean that Urgamon is being invaded, or is this the invasion by the people of Urgamon? It's an interesting question, or perhaps not. I don't think it was worth keeping one land. I guess it might have worked out a little bit better had I done so, though. Please don't have Brutaclad. They had the Brutaclad. It's just a YOLO Zergo game. What does this get when they search? Land or battle? If they have Chandra too, it's not looking good. That's not great for me, but it's not the end of the world. No. No, no, no. I don't think I can win now.
You're toast. So close.
Maybe if they have nothing. It's not that scary of a start. Don't think I'm liking the follow-up though. Yeah, I'm dead on board. I don't know if there was anything I could have done differently that game. Maybe if I had played a different creature than Zergo on turn 5? I don't know. Could go for a mountain. Still thinking I could go for a mountain. This is kind of high risk, but I think it's worth doing. Even if it doesn't work, I'm going to get to untap and play Zirda and have Assimilate Essence up. Oh, that's an annoying card. My Assimilate Essence. Wow, this really went bad fast. I don't want them to just play a 6th land and use the Herbalian Instructor to kill the Xerox Strobe Knight immediately. That's not good for me either. This one's looking doomed. Secondary Fearless Scald. So they had Volcanic Spite and Tandem Takedown. A bunch of 5-mana creatures. I didn't see why they had black in their deck. The only reason I'm considering keeping this is I do have the Surveil 2 off of this. So I could guarantee 2 potential lands go to the bottom, but I don't think that's good enough. Mulliganing is so miserable. I don't think people really fully understand just how much your chances of winning when you mulligan go down. Don't think I'll be double blocking this turn. They showed 2. Well, I guess I can't play Tandem Takedown right now. They can play Volcanic Spite. Don't want any of these. This is my second red, but it's tapped, and I don't even need double red yet. I think I need to double block and hope to draw into the fire to clean up this mess. So now the plan is to chump the street. Actually, I'll trade with Emoti, Shadow the Source, the Streetwise Negotiator. Take damage. I'm still going to need to draw into the fire almost definitely. Maybe if I draw Zurgo, I can just play Zurgo and have it hang back. It's another Brutaclad. Not good. Not good at all. It's a Brutaclad that's cascading even. There's the Zurgo. And it's, what did it cascade into that they didn't cast? Zurgo's dead. So I'm dead now. It's rough out here. I can play one more match for Pity Gems. I'll do it. Needed more draws like this when it mattered. Good mix of lands and spells. I don't know what my opponent's got going on over here. They used 2 cards to build a 2-1. Or a 2-3 rather. They have cut down, cut short, whatever it's called. I thought they would be doing some cutting. The thoroughly mediocre stasis field has made an appearance. Just going to leave up Assimilate Essence because I know they're about to play the Xerox dude. Xerox Strobe Knight. And Aerial Boost. That explains why they were getting priority. Mildly annoying, but nothing I could do about it. Guess the one thing I could have done was attack with my guys on the ground too, but I don't. Didn't really seem worth it. Given that I did not actually literally know that they had aerial boost and they might not have even cast it. They could have just eaten the 2/2. That's the next part of this plan. Guess if they have another combat trick, they kind of have something going on. They have Saiba. No, they have Angelic Intervention. Okay. It managed to gum the ground up pretty effectively. If I attack with everything, probably go block, jump, take 6. Or they trade with the Erebrask, which gives them the possibility of having additional blockers next turn, which I think they're going to need additional blockers next turn. So they kill these two, they take 6, but they don't have this anymore. They die in the air next turn because I can assimilate Essence through Flyer. Alternately, they go Chump, Eat, take 6. No. I think this is probably their best block, and I think I almost definitely win next turn. Because they both need a blocker for this flyer, and I guess they can survive on the ground. You can only deal them 1 point of damage on the ground. They can have aerial boost again, so I should probably attack with everything. It's like a low to the ground blue-white deck. Don't think I need any of this stuff. My opponent is heavily invested in the Enduring Bond Warden. I think this card's not so great in blue-white. I think in other colors it can be okay. I don't have my Afara's Dispersal, which is really my only way of punishing this kind of goofy play they've made to start the game. I guess I can also just next turn play the Cryptomancer to pump up the Oracle of Tragedy. Maybe that does something. They do have... They had Aerial Boost in addition to... Angelic Intervention that I saw. I think I'm still just going to go for this. If they have Aerial Boost, so be it. I'm going to try to block the Sigiled Sentinel again. Just continue to ignore this thing. Come on, Pharaoh's Dispersal. Zergo. Temporal Chains is pretty nice. Is it better than these other two, though? I think so. There is a possibility that they just put the counter on the Billy Rider 2 turns from now. And that's not what they're planning to do. Okay. Zergo or Afara's Dispersal, please. Into the Fire already in the yard. It is. This is my Oracle. I think I should just play lands. Come on, Zergo. Only know one card on the bottom. Fortunately. It's a pretty good draw. Alright, that's truly the end. I do not advance to draft 2, sadly. I needed to get one more win. 2 and 2 for 2,500 gems. I'll claim that prize. Thanks for watching. And I'll probably be back later this week with either Explorer or Historic content. I think is what I'm going to focus on next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you then.